the things that you can do are more than the things that you can do. If I go in the street and I tell people I lost my wallet, they're gonna give me more than $11 an hour.
The nice thing about network marketing is you find out what your real value is.
You only win if you help someone else win.
This is a business where you can literally share your heart with somebody, your skills and your knowledge with somebody, and really change their lives and their families' lives forever. Okay, Mr. Day One, Rick Rowberry here. I am so excited about this interview today. I have the one and only, the legendary Afnan Khalifa, part of the soon developing and have developed and will develop anymore, the Khalifa dynasty.
Right.
I always joke about the Khalifa dynasty. So, but anyway, Afnan.
Thank you, Rick Rowberry, for having me, of course. It's an honor to be on here.
It's my pleasure. You are the #1 female income earner in this project. I remember the first time I met you, you were kind of standing in the back of the room in the hall, looking through the door, seeing what was going on. That was like 3 or 4 years ago. It was unbelievable. I can't believe what you've done in such a short period of time, but now 7-figure earner, multi-7-figure earner in the industry right now. You're becoming a legend because you are actually invited to events that have nothing to do with the project that you're in, just because people want to see you, people want to hear you speak.
Yep.
And so I'm so proud of you and so amazed by the things that you've been able to do.
Thank you.
What we want to do today is we want to do a few things, because the subscribers here, what they really are looking for is they're sitting there thinking, how do I get to where Afnan is? How do I do that? And so what we want to do today is try to do the best we can in a simple way to explain the process that you've gone through to get them to where you are now.
Okay.
So first of all, let's hear about you a little bit, where you came from and why you're here in the company and so forth. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go into why this industry for you. You could have done anything. Why this industry for you, and why the network marketing industry, you're passionate about that.
Yeah.
And then of course the tips at the end, okay?
Absolutely,
All right.
absolutely. You know, my story is it wasn't a crazy story. So I was actually raised in, a Middle Eastern country, and it's probably like one of the most strict countries for women. So as a woman, the things that you can do are more than the things that you can do, right? So 18 years I lived in Saudi Arabia, and I always felt like I was in a cage where I was controlled. I can't do this, I can't work. And that was like always something that I wanted to do, is like work, have my own money, have my own freedom. And then I remember, I always had this dream that I'm gonna come to Canada to study university, right? And I came to Canada, and I'm like, okay, well, now that I'm studying university, let me go get a job.
Yeah.
And I started applying to jobs, and they're like, yeah, like minimum wage here is like $11 an hour. I'm like, $11 an hour?
It doesn't make a special
job. I've never had a job before, but I was kind of a little bit more logical. So $11 an hour did not make sense to me, because I'm like, Rick, I'm cute, right?
That's true.
If I go in the street and I tell people I lost my wallet, they're gonna give me more than $11 an hour, right?
I want to go with you, okay? They give it to me.
We'll make more than $11 an hour if we just say we lost our wallet. So it just didn't make sense to me. But I had to almost fit it into that society and accept what everyone have accepted for years, because it was foreign to me. And then I started getting the job. My first job was Starbucks at barista. A barista at Starbucks. Sure. And funny enough, they teach you how to make 5 drinks in 1 minute.
So it's a race.
It's a marathon.
A race and a marathon. Yeah.
Time does not really pass, because in 2 minutes you're making 10 drinks. In 3 minutes, you're making 15 drinks. Yeah. And it's like, time was not passing. Then one of my friends was like, Afnan, maybe you should become a waitress, because you can make tips. I'm like, okay, well, let's try that. So I did that. I always liked the fact that I can spend less time at something, but make more money. The work smart way was always attractive to me. Done it for 3 years. I was making like $3,000 a month. I was like, whoa, I'm rich. Because I was living at home. I was like, no bills to pay, and I was like stacking cash.
You didn't know you could turn it into daily income, did you?
Absolutely not. I had no idea, right? Because I was not exposed. So this is the thing that I always talk about, this law of exposure. I was exposed to my friends that were all waitresses and waiters, right? So someone making, let's say, 10K a month, plus or more, was not even possible for me, because I've never seen it, I've never heard it. You hear it in movies or celebrities, but not people that are around you. So I didn't have that law of exposure, so I didn't think it was possible. I didn't have that belief system in me. And then until I saw literally young people, young individuals that were traveling the world and making money from anywhere. And one thing that I remember was they looked like me. right?
Yeah.
So when they looked like me, I'm like, they're really just girls. You know, I was blonde, they were blonde. I'm like, we look like each other. Like, if they can do it, why can I do it? And when I looked at them, this is maybe my little ego, I'm like, they don't even look that smart. They don't even look like that, like, you know, like, wow, people that I'm like, oh my God, you're like the next smart person. So I'm like, I related to them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they were telling me, oh, it's all about the financial markets, network marketing. And I'll be honest with you, I had no idea anything when it comes to the financial markets, anything when it comes to network marketing. I just wanted to make money. But one thing about me, I was very coachable.
Yeah, it's true.
If you're gonna show me a way to make money, whatever it is, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna follow exactly the blueprint that you're giving me because you have the success. The people that I was looking up to had the success, so I'm gonna follow it. So I started, and it's almost like I saw the light at the end of the tunnel because I started coming to events. And I saw people speaking mindset that I've never heard before. I was so thrilled, I was so excited, and I started making money through investing. And I'm like, wait, this is life transformational. To make $100 from your phone where you don't have to put physical labor in, you just put mental labor in, which is totally different. I'm like, mental labor is not as hard. And you know, a month in, you already know I made a lot of money my first month, right? Because I went all in. I was when I like something, I get obsessed. And maybe this is not the best thing when it comes to relationships, but in business, once you get, it's a great thing in business. I got so obsessed with the fact that there was no cap. Rick, when I tell you, I was always the hardest working person in every room. That room was a restaurant. Right? But there, they don't pay you if you're working more because you're gonna get paid your wage and your tips. So you might make a couple extra dollars in tips.
Exactly.
But I'm like, work ethic is not the problem. The problem is the cap. I always had a cap. I always had the lid, and I always wanted someone to just pay me my worth, pay me what I put in. And that was the first time ever that I actually felt I can get paid what I'm worth. So that was like the tick for me where I'm like, I can just do anything and I can make anything. And you know, the more you start making, the more I started making in the company, the more I'm like, wait, if I made $10,000 a month, I probably can make $20,000 a month. If I made $20,000 a month, wait, and you start getting exposed.
You put the multiples together, Exactly right. Well, the nice thing about network marketing is you find out what your real value is.
Yes.
And that's scary for some people, right?
You know
because they're making $500 a month and they're thinking, well, is that my value? But it's really not their value, it's their work ethic.
Yeah.
One of the things that I learned a long time ago about network marketing is it's not as much about the talent and skills as it is about the work. Because if you do the work, the skills develop and everybody says you're natural talented. It's always like that.
I've heard it so many times.
It's always like that. But this creature called network marketing is got a bad rap out there for a lot of different reasons. And I have my own beliefs as to why that happens. I've been dealing with it longer than anyone.
Yeah.
Is that, you know, pyramid schemes and this and that and the other. That's all that is. Weak people picking on strong people. Poor people picking on rich people. It's a human nature thing that we have, that when somebody sees someone else doing well, they try to pull them back so they don't feel so insignificant. And so with the network marketing, for what it is, what it does, and you know, I went with Rakan to Lebanon, and I saw 3,000 of these hungry people there. It was the most amazing experience I've ever had. I felt more love in that room than I've ever felt.
Wow.
More photos taken than any place I've ever been. And you know, I've been a lot of places, right? And so network marketing really levels the playing field, but what it does is it gives the average ordinary person hope and opportunity. You know, here you were working at a Starbucks, right? And you needed more hope because that cap was right there and that wasn't good enough for you. You were driven that way. But one of the things is that most people aren't like you. You have a natural gift that most people don't really have, but they can develop it.
That's true.
It may not be as good as you. They may never be as big as you in the business, but for them it'll be magnificent. It'll be life-changing for them and life-changing for their family. So the reason I like network marketing, you know, I have a lot of other businesses, brick and mortar. Now you guys are starting to get other types of business. It's really fun for me. You guys opened up your GC studio and all that other stuff. It's amazing for me to watch you guys. Just a couple of points to the people listening, to our subscribers here, about your value in the network marketing space and how you see that benefiting not just yourself but your team.
When you say value, what do you mean?
In other words, are they able to change their lives? What is the ease of coming in terms of the cost
the value of, yes.
Yeah, that value.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what I like about network marketing is versus any other business, you can start with a small capital.
That's the main thing,
There's a lot of businesses that anyone can start, and there's a lot of money to be made, but people are investing 6 figures to start the business, hoping and praying it's gonna work.
Big risk.
With our company, like the biggest package is like, you know, $1,500, and people can start with even $99.
Yeah.
And to get exposed, first of all, to 6-figure earners, 7-figure earners, 8-figure earners, people that have what you want, and to work with them with that small of a capital, it's unmatched in any other. I've never seen it in any other industries.
Great point.
I have literally, you know, my friends that are entrepreneurs in other industries, and they charge people for literally a 10-minute call $1,500,
Yeah.
$2,000, $10,000 sometimes. But for us, it's like we work with the average person and literally help them go from 0 to whatever their goal is. And that's one thing about marketing. You only win if you help someone else win. People mainly think it's like, oh, y'all just recruit. And it's like, when you recruit, people don't understand that you make a commission, but it's not a big commission.
Yeah.
I think the biggest commission that we make when you recruit someone like directly is like a $200. Ain't no one stressing about $200.
Yeah, and that's just because they're buying some product to start.
Exactly. Yeah. But when you build a network marketing business where you're helping others level up, make an income, start traveling the world, have that freedom, you have a residual income and they have a residual income. So I think it's the only business in the world, if both parties benefit, y'all are both making money.
Boy, I tell you, and it really levels the playing field.
Yes.
I gotta tell you, it's a lot easier to deal with 10 employees than it is with, 100,000 reps all over the world, right?
Yeah.
But it's no joy in it. In my brick and mortar businesses, it's really just looking at spreadsheets every quarter, and it's just very unemotional experience. What this is, it's a people business. This is a business where you can literally share your heart with somebody, your skills and your knowledge with somebody, and really change their lives and their families' lives forever. And so there's a mission over money component to this thing that other business models just really don't have.
Yeah. And I know we say like the word changing life, like people throw it like very lightly.
They do, yeah.
But I've seen people in my team that were like, Afnan, if you have not posted that video on social media, I would have probably been dead by now.
Wow.
I wouldn't have lived past my 21st, birthday, because what you guys do in this company, what network marketing is, what investing have done, have literally changed my life because I had no hope and I wanted to kill myself, right? And this is an extreme example.
That is extreme, yeah, but it happens.
To save literally someone's life, that's a responsibility. So anytime I'm like thinking I'm lazy, I don't want to post a video, and I'm like, you don't know who needs this video. You don't know who needs the opportunity, because this company have changed my life. Not only financially, but I found the community, people that are like-minded, sisters and brothers that were all literally working toward the same vision. And Sayana, I know you've had her on this as well. She always says, she's like, our friendship is not built on just like, oh, I love her, she's so cute, she's my best friend. The friendship is so solid, and we don't fight because we have the same mission, values, and vision. That's way deeper than, oh, I love that girl, she's my best friend, we're so cute together.
Yeah, and then you fight the next day.
Right.
Yeah, I know how that goes. I have 2 daughters, remember, so.
Right, so.
Well, let's transition just a minute here, Afnan. I would love to have you on for 3 hours, but you've got flights to catch and so forth.
Right.
People want to know what you did to get where you are. We have your story now. We know how you feel about this industry, but give the people that are listening idea of something that they can do, that everybody can do.
Yeah.
Not everybody can be as beautiful as you are. Not everybody can do social media the way that you do.
Everyone's beautiful in their own way.
They're beautiful in their own way, just not on TikTok. Okay, but something that people can do, and tips for people as to what you've done and you think that they can do as well, or they should do, to get to their hope and dreams.
Absolutely. So one main thing I always tell people is consistency, right? I know we throw it around all the time, be consistent, but it's the consistency that always pays off. And resilience. We gotta understand that you're gonna get knocked down. I have so many days that I'm like, I don't wanna do anything. Especially once you make money. People think it's way harder to, work when you don't have money. It's way harder to work when you have the money, because you're like, I don't need it anymore.
That's right.
I can just do easier things.
That's right.
So resilience, when you get knocked down every single time, knowing that, hey, this was done for a reason and I need to learn from it to elevate. But, one of the things that really worked for me is just, first of all, social media being very loud. I always tell my team, I'm like, when you're posting on social media, when you're sharing your experiences, the products, the services, when someone thinks about the financial markets, I will need them to think about you only. So you need to be the loudest. You need to pop the most amount of content. You need to share, because if you don't share the services, how do you expect someone to know that that's what you do? right? If you post about it once, they're like, oh, that's probably a hobby. But if you post about it every single day, they know you're serious. And I'm like, okay, if I ever want to get into the crypto market, into the NFTs, Forex market, I know to hit this person because they post about it every single day. They're obsessed, and I want to learn from someone that's obsessed. Consistency. And then most importantly is building a brand. You want to build a solid brand, and you know, people join people, they don't join companies.
That's right.
And people always forget that or don't realize that. So first of all, be that person with value and always give without receiving. Giving as in value, you can give free value, right? That will make some people trust you as in like, wait, I have learned from this woman so much and I'm not even working with her. Imagine when I work with her, how much am I gonna actually learn and elevate, right? So I love giving value, I love giving tips, I love giving investing tips, sharing my lifestyle, sharing, you know, what I do day to day, because that does inspire people. And then sharing, most importantly, my story. But you gotta do it over and over, because I've been doing this for the past 4 years, right? And the way I used to post when I started is not the same way I'm posting right now. But you learn as you go. People gotta learn that we gotta just fail faster and forward.
You just gotta do something.
You gotta do something.
Yeah, that's right.
You gotta do something, but you gotta fail. Like, if we know we're gonna fail either way, might as well just fail faster to get the success. We always talk about it as in like people, you gotta get the no's to get to the yes.
Yeah.
Same thing with the failures. You gotta get the failures to get to the success. But people always put them like separate, success and failure, and they're together.
Really good point. Well, the thing is, what I really, by knowing you as I know you for 4 years now, when I think of Afnan Khalifa, I think of someone that's not just talented, okay, but I think of someone who is driven.
Yeah.
I think it's in the Khalifa bloodline, because I know your other two brothers. I don't know your younger sister, but and they are the most driven people, crazy driven people you've ever seen in your life. I mean, when there's I've been trying to get you and Rakan on my videos here for 3 days, and when the main thing's over, you pull and you have a little side convention with your people, and so that drive that you have, that's a gift that you have. That's a gift. You came into life with that, or you were raised, but I can always tell who has great parents.
Yeah.
And I know that you have great parents and you love them. And but anyway, I just want you guys to know that Afnan Khalifa is 4 years into this industry, guys. The #1 income earner, multi-7-figure earner in the industry, knowledgeable, teams all over the world. Guys, in 4 years, if she can do that, you know, what can you do?
Life-changing, absolutely.
What can you do, you know? And so take the challenge. You know, what you need to do is, if you like the content on this channel, subscribe and like it, because we're going to have the best of the best here. Because I've been around a long time and I'm connected to the right people, right? The one you want to hear from. So thank you so much, Afnan. I love you. I appreciate you. And I look so forward to seeing the next 5 or 10 years of your life, what you're going to become, because you do understand that efforts are compounding just like interest. And it'll grow faster and faster. You'll develop, and you will be something. You'll change lives all over the world. And that is not just a cliche. You literally can change lives. Thank you, Afnan.
Thank you.